Hey gang, I have over 5,000 RealTracks in my band-in-a-box system, and sometimes it gets totally overwhelming how to select the particular RealTracks that I want to use. So what I'm going to show you today is I'm going to show you how you can streamline the process some, so you don't have to go through so many changes and searching and searching and searching to try to find the RealTracks that you might be looking for based on style and based on genre. So hold on one second and let's just go on over to the console and I will show you guys that. And also remember, this is Henry Clark's channel, Senior Musicians Unite. I'm always trying to help senior musicians create great music because you guys really create great music, and I just try to take you guys and show you guys how you can take it a step a little bit further. So let's go on over to the band-in-a-box console and I'm going to show you how Henry selects RealTracks with 80% less frustration. Okay, hold on one second. Okay, so I've got my typical band-in-a-box session up, right? And the song I'm going to do is one of it was my mom's favorite, right? Tell It Like It Is, right? If you want someone to play with, go and find yourself a toy. So that's the song I'm going to use. And I found it, and this is perfect for this whole RealTrack simulation because the song is actually a blues song and it's in 12/8. So I use a style of 12/8 for the song. Goes like this. That's that, something to play with, go and find yourself a toy. So anyway, that's perfect, right? But if you want to add some tracks to this, right, it's a 12/8 style. So instead of me searching all over the place trying to add some extra RealTracks, and if you look here you will see the style only came with a bass, drums, guitar one, and in other words 2 guitars. That's all it came with, right? So this song needs an organ. This song definitely needs an organ, right? So I'm going to go, I think I'm going to go put the organ on a utility track. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put the organ on a melody track. Because you can put anything on a track, actually, if you, to be honest with you, But anyway, I'm gonna put it on the melody track. So I'm going to right-click here, and I'm going to go to Select RealTracks, and this is the trick right here. The style is 12/8. So what I want to do is I want to select the best all RealTracks, or the best chorded tracks, or the best soloist tracks. I'm not going to get into my tracks for favorites. That's another story. But if you look at that, it just will cut the menu down tremendously, right? Well, if it's an organ, I probably want it chording because I don't want it playing soloing, right? So I probably want it chording. So I'm going to select best chording RealTracks, and I'm going to click on that. That's going to open up. So it says the best RealTracks for this style in 12/8 are listed below. Now, as I go through this, right, I need to filter this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to filter this. Actually, I'm not even going to filter because it's already set up. So I'm going to look through my organs, right? I'm just mathematically, actually I will filter. I'll go up to the filter string and I'm just going to type in organ. And then now it's showing me the best tracks for that particular style. And if you notice, I've got my nice little organ up here. It's I'm going to use the B3. I think the B3 will probably be pretty good. And notice it also tells me these organs down here don't match the overall feel that I'm trying to do. And it gets even better, and it says the genre of music down here doesn't match. So I don't even mess with those. So again, I have already cut down how many RealTracks I actually am going to go through, right? So I wanted an organ. Instead of me going through 1,000 organs, right? The song is in 12/8. I'm looking for tracks in the current style, and I will try this organ right here because I like that B3 sound. And I will demo it just to listen to it by going to the green button here and just listen to it. I think it's perfect for me. So I'm going to generate this. So I generate. And my organ is here. Check it out. That's perfect. perfect because I wanted more music in here, right? So that's organ. Notice what did I do again? I went to organ. I'm sorry, I went to melody. I looked at the RealTrack icon. I selected best chording RealTracks. Best chording RealTracks. That's what I wanted. And that, again, that cuts the number of tracks I have to go through considerably. And it also did it for the time signature of 12/8. If you look over here, you'll see the time signature of 12/8. So it's a fantastic match. Saved me hours and hours of going and demoing, this RealTrack and that RealTrack to see what's best, so on and so forth, right? So again, so I have that. Now, this song had a bluesy feel to it, right? So I want a piano, but I want a piano that's probably got a lot of trills in it, like, right? So I'm going to pick a piano that does that. I'm going to hit the piano. I'm going to right-click on piano. I'm going to select RealTracks, and I'm going to select, this time, the best soloist tracks. The best soloist tracks. When I open that up, it's showing me best tracks for current style, best tracks in this particular style that are soloist tracks. That is exactly what I am looking for. So as I go through this, right, and I think that the best soloist tracks would be this Texas Blues piano, it's acoustic soloist piano, 1928. I will select that. I will play it. You hear those trills? That's what I want. I want that bluesy feel in there, so I'm going to generate that. And now I'm going to get that. Whenever it's generating. I think it's so perfect. I really do. And of course, I wouldn't use that all the way through, right? I would go do my bar settings. You guys have seen me do things with bar settings. I'm not going to take you through that. It makes the video so much longer. But as you notice, right, so I went and I found a chording one. I found a soloist RealTrack. And again, when I did that, those RealTracks matched the style of 12/8. Very, very important. And it cut my window down of number of tracks I have to go through 100-fold, especially when, like I said, when you got 5,000 RealTracks that you want to go through, right? This helps you out a whole lot. And the last one I'll do, and I thought it might be nice to put a little harmonica in here, right? So I'm going to go here to utility. I've got to put that on the utility track. Utility track, select RealTracks, and I'm just going to pick a RealTrack, and again, it shows the best RealTracks for this particular style. In this case, I'm going to put in harmonica, and I'll see what I get. So for my harmonica, I'll do, this looks like a good soloist harmonica, and I'll play it. That's perfect. That would be a great solo passage for this song, right? If you want to extend the song out, right? Come off the second verse, second hook, right? And put this harmonica in there, or maybe mix it between the harmonica and the soloist piano, right? That's what I'm talking about. So again, what I did was I showed you guys a quick way of selecting RealTracks, not by going through a huge RealTrack menu, but by right-clicking, going to select RealTracks, and looking at the options for all RealTracks, chording or soloist. That to me is so key. Now sometimes though, you can actually try a RealTrack against a pattern, and it may work, it may not work against a different time signature. Some of them do work pretty good, some of them don't work as well, because it doesn't give you everything, right? Like if I go for select chording RealTracks, right, and you look here, I'm gonna take this harmonica off, and it shows all, and you'll see it's showing me basses, it's showing me guitars, pianos, organs. It's showing me as I go through all of this stuff is supposed to be compatible with this particular style. And when it's not compatible, it will show you that it shows you that, see, notice it shows you here, genre doesn't match. Even though it may say the genre doesn't match, sometimes you can actually make it work. You can play it and make it work. And this one says the genre and the swing and the feel don't match. That one I pretty much would probably stay away from because that's probably not going to come out very well. But for genre doesn't match, you can try it sometimes. Like if I want some strings or something, right, I'll type in strings. And notice it says the strings, it's the even feel doesn't match. Here it says the genre doesn't match. Even though the genre doesn't match, sometimes I'll try it anyway. So I would try the string pad, which is just kind of a pad, right? It's just a chording pad. So I'll try that and see what I get. See, it works. So even though it's not really made for that genre, it does match. You can try that, like I said, but what you want to do first is you want to stick with what the system tells you will work within a given genre. That will speed up your creation 10 times faster. And also, it also helps you fill the song out a bit better. Again, when I started the song, it only gave me a bass, drums, and 2 guitars. And now I have bass, drums, piano, organ, strings, and harmonica, which gives me a much fuller sound. No, they don't all play at the same time, but it gives me a much fuller sound. So I hope this helps you guys. I know I had some people that were asking me, so actually some people were even asking me, how do you add a real track? First of all, number one is you can add a real track to any of the tracks, whether it's the top 7 or whether it's the utility. You can add a real track to any track, and it is really pretty simple. You right click on that track, you go to select RealTracks, and you just hit select RealTracks. Like I said, I prefer to do it based on the style that I have already chosen. So I'm looking at chording and soloists and RealTracks, and sometimes I have RealTracks as favorites. But again, that just makes it faster and it cuts the list down tremendously, right? But it's just that simple. You select your chording track, whatever instrument you want to use. Always don't forget to clear the filter string and just have it show all because of what you might be looking for, right? And it shows you all the instruments. You just highlight that instrument and you do OK and you generate, and that will become a real track in your overall composition. Again, hope this helps you guys. If you have any questions, please contact me, right? Again, now I don't do systems. If your system's screwed up or if your RealTrack settings are screwed up, and sometimes I notice that people will say that their RealTrack settings are not showing up or whatever, there's an option here in the RealTrack window. I'm going to just select a RealTrack. And I'm waiting for the RealTrack menu to show up. Okay, come on, it's trying to show up. Get a little faster, a little faster, a little faster. Here it is. And anyway, so there's an option here where sometimes you may have to do a rebuild and fix. If you don't see all of your RealTracks, so if you go, some of my RealTracks are missing, right? There's an option of rebuild and fix, and it will actually rebuild your RealTrack setup. And also, this was interesting. I didn't know this. If you look over here, let me move this window over here. If you look over here, notice it's got a show RealTracks that are NA. I didn't know what that was, but it says this will show RealTracks that you do not have installed yet or that you haven't purchased. It's kind of weird. I don't know why it would show me RealTracks that I haven't purchased yet. But if that's checked off, it will show you RealTracks that you have not installed or haven't purchased, which means that if you select one of those tracks, nothing's going to happen. So if you have this checked off, and you select a RealTrack that you haven't installed or you haven't purchased, right, it's not going to come up. And I know sometimes you may be going, what is wrong with my system? I selected the RealTrack and it's not coming up. It's not coming up because you haven't purchased it. So, and it's kind of funny that they kind of buried this in there, right? So it's not exactly obvious to everybody, because a lot of people would do that and they think that something is wrong with their system. Well, nothing is wrong with your system. You just haven't either purchased that RealTrack or you have not installed that RealTrack. Again, hope this helps, and I will see you guys later. Again, my channel is Senior Musicians Unite. My name is Henry Clark, and keep making great music, keep composing, and keep having fun. at what you're doing. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.